I started out as a theoretical physicist, and then I went from there to write for Hollywood. I wrote for shows like MacGyver and Star Trek and a bunch of other shows for about 8 or 9 years. And then at some point, Stephen Hawking read a couple of my books, so one day I got a phone call. His assistant called and said, "Do you want to write with Stephen Hawking?" Okay, sure. So I wrote 2 books with him, and that was it was fun and it was very interesting. At some point I got interested in neuroscience because the brain is complicated like the universe, even more complicated and even more important to us. Since the technological breakthroughs happened, scientists have developed a new idea of what the unconscious mind is, and it's very different from that of Freud or Jung. It's nothing that can be exposed through introspection or therapy. It's something that is outside of your awareness because of the architecture of your brain. Human thinking can be put on a spectrum where at one end is logical, analytical thinking to solve problems that you've seen before, where you kind of know how to attack the problem. How do you get from A to B to C using logical reasoning? The other kind of thinking is elastic thinking, and elastic thinking is good when you have a situation that you didn't encounter before or something's changed. So now it's not a question of reasoning A to B to C, it's a question of figuring out, how do I look at this? What are my goals? What is my approach? What is the framework by which I should understand the situation or the changed situation? In my book, Elastic, I talk about a lot of exercises and things you can do to encourage elastic thinking, and also I give some questionnaires or tests that you can do to show you which aspects maybe you need to work on. For example, some things that are bad for elastic thinking. Fear of failure, that's very bad. Why? Most of these things that are bad because they make your filters keep more things out. As a theoretical physicist, I know that most of my ideas are wrong. I'm wrong all the time. But if I don't let crazy thoughts into my mind, I'm not going to get good ideas. I'm only going to have the same ideas that everyone else already had, and I'm not going to do anything new. Uncertainty, you have to learn to love uncertainty because you're going down a path where you're not sure where it's going. If you want to know where you're going all the time, you're never going to explore. When you're thinking about something, you have to learn to take your time. People always want to solve the problem fast. When you want to solve it fast, what do? You take the first thing that you think of and you go in that direction. If you want to be more imaginative, you have to open yourself up, talk to different people. So if you're at a restaurant or a bus stop or on an airplane, wherever you are, always try to talk to people who seem as different as you are and listen to them. If they say things that you don't agree with, don't argue, listen.